Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the very end of September. Whew, that was definitely a September, huh? Yeah, let me just check my settings because I'm a little paranoid. Okay. I did multiple tests. I've had multiple upgrades in the last week because Apple's coming out with a lot of their updates. I just wanted to make sure. And I also had my earbud in my ear and wanted to make sure that the right microphone's being used. Yes. Okay. Thank you for your patience. We are going to be planning from September 25th through October 1st. October. I do have I'm kind of like putting my little to-do list together for the reset, which will be out Friday or Saturday. Usually I just put it out the day before, but I may want to have that day off, so it might come on Friday just to get it out of the way. It depends. If I film it Thursday, it'll be ready Friday. If I film it Friday, it'll be ready Saturday. Anyway, one of these 2 days, I'm kind of been trying to gauge how my body feels. This last week, let's go back through it, is that so I had my COVID shot, my flu shot Monday, pretty much, yeah, late afternoon there. And it was very busy. It was like, it felt like opening day. It was like, because it was the first, at least here in the Pacific Northwest area, it was like the first shots that were kind of going out. I had scheduled my son and husband to have them this evening, and we got a text couple days ago, and they rescheduled us for next week. So they said our shipment was delayed, so it sounded like they were, trying to get the shots here. Like they were trying to get them here, and sometimes it's a little tricky. Anyway, the only difference I had in this year's shot, I think, had to do with where my cycle was. And it was immediately went to my lower back. And I hadn't really had that before, but it was just like waking up and your back is really stiff, or just, I've had a lot of back pains and a lot of, PMS stuff. And this was just a lot more, and it just lasted I could feel the shots kind of going lower this time. I don't know why. I don't know. But still, it was nothing any more than expected. I was just so thankful to have them. And I feel like these two are the yearly thing to get. And especially, I'm also grateful that now I'm just going to wait 2 weeks and start my new med and just see how that goes. So, I took Tylenol that night. I got them both in one arm because last year I got them one in each and I could not sleep. It was so hard because I'm a side sleeper, and my mom actually, she said she got 3 because she got an RSV one because it's over 60, and she got 2 in one and 1 in the other, and so it was hard for her to sleep. There's kind of mixed. She said she was hearing mixed reviews on whether it's good to get all 3 at once. Some people were saying RSV, I think, to get separately from the flu shot. So, I mean, she's got them done, so it's not like she can do anything about it. But I would probably, if the RSV comes out for immunocompromised, I'd probably pop in and get it. But other than that, I'm just keeping on. So these family shots are going to go to next week. Now road work. So the road work's been extended a week. For the most part, we've been, we just can't park on the street, which with our situation, we really need one car on the street and one in the garage. Single car garage. We need people to get it out. And for the most part, we've just like been parking on the street or figuring it out, just figuring it out. So, it's just kind of tiresome at this point. It's just like, it's less gravelly now, which is nice. They've packed it down really well. But in the last hour, I went out to just kind of look out the window, and they had poured, or at least rolled, our side of the street. I don't know how long it takes to kind of cure and be on there, but we saw that the street up from us had been paved, and so I went and drove on that just to see what it was like. But I'm really hoping they kind of finish our street tonight. And they said by today on their notices, and I kept looking at the signs to see if they had changed, and so far they have not. So I don't think they'll just leave half the street done. Stranger things have happened, but it would be really, really nice to just have this behind us because of our carpooling. We were letting the other person know, yes, you can drive on our street, come on over, And they weren't starting by that point. So it's just the coordination of it. And it hasn't been too loud. So, because I barely heard them come by just now and dump that. So, to smooth out, like, what happened was it rained kind of during these days, and we have like a full day of sun today. And I'm just hoping like most of the neighborhood gets done. I would not be surprised if they get like a lot of it done, but not quite. And then people start to like park on our street again. So although up the street where it was done, the signs were still out. I'm hoping maybe that it'll just kind of cure into tomorrow, and then we'll be done. So, so I've just been kind of recovering the last couple days. Finally felt better here. I just felt kind of low in here, and now I'm kind of back to it. I went to the store here, so I got some groceries here. I am trying to see how often I'm doing these really quick grocery runs. Usually we just do like really big runs, and we're going to need to probably, I don't know about next week, maybe towards the end of next week, to do like our actual like meals instead of just running and picking up little things. So my whole grocery schedule is kind of different now. The fact that I can just drop by, I do feel like in the long run, that's probably a good thing. Because honestly, I do get a little, I've had food issues in the past. It's been, I don't think I've really talked about it, but there is a lot surrounding that. And I don't make light of it, but I do. And I think the pandemic, when things were harder to acquire or harder to shop, or, we were doing more online orders, and the substitutes, because I currently still am dairy-free, egg-free, mostly like FODMAP type eating, is that it made it really hard when the substitutes would sub out something that I'm like, I need to see the ingredients. I don't know if I can have that. And so I get I overplan our big food runs. Like usually it's almost like 3 weeks worth, meaning 1 week's worth of like fresh stuff, and then 3 weeks worth of like any meat we can put in the freezer, anything that we can freeze away. And thank goodness we got our little freezer in the garage. And so I feel like I don't have to have the orders 100% moving forward because I can do these little runs, or my husband can, because again, it's just a whole lot easier. There's just something mentally about the barrier of going out again for me. It's just harder to do that, especially if I come home and I get comfortable and I'm like trying to be in work mode or something. It's just something that, I don't know. I don't know if anyone can relate, but it's just this new cycles that I'm kind of dealing with and looking at things just a little differently. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And maybe I'll like back off and do like 2 weeks at a time, knowing that, yeah, just things changed a whole lot that I wasn't expecting. And so I'm just kind of getting into these new rhythms. I expected, school to change things, and that's just going really well. I expected, what else? I expected wake times to change. That's been working well. Yeah, but I didn't quite expect the food shopping to change that much. And I think that's, while I'm inviting it, it's still, forming new cycles and things. And I think that's the lesson of like, life just always kind of does that. It's like, well, when you had that situated, especially with kids, if you have kids, that once you have something, then it kind of shifts. So, oh, and I see just a little dappling of sunlight coming in right down here at the bottom. I'm using, this natural light because, this is the first day of fall. I'm filming this on Friday, and it's supposed to be sunny all day here, but the rain's gonna move in soon. I also want to give like a quick update on the plant I have here on my desk. It's this orchid, and I'll explain a little bit here. This orchid was probably a little bigger than this piece right here, and it's in the last year. I got it last year on Labor Day. Yeah, and there's probably a one or two of these I can trim off, but it's expanded. It also really stained this white. Let's see if I can tip it here. There's some stains on this white one. I don't think I can get them out. I'm not too concerned, but I want to give this plant some more room. So I bought this for it. And last weekend we did so much recycling, so much donations, that this weekend is all about plants. And so I'm really excited that this little like low bowl to allow it to spread out. So I just wanted to share that because it just kind of sits on my desk here on a little pedestal. And it's just, it was under a cloche, one of those glass covers, because I wanted to give it a lot of moisture, but now it doesn't fit under there anymore. So I think just making sure it's kind of moist. I have a mister because we haven't turned on the heat yet, and it's kind of under the heat a little bit. That's the other thing. I might have to move it because of that, like the heat vents right above. So we'll see. But I'm excited to kind of repot. There's a bunch of pots I'm moving around, like things being replanted. And so I think with this transition, even though it's not like springtime, it is this kind of like time to recognize growth in other ways as things, like decay here in going into autumn. Yeah, here in the the northern hemisphere. So yeah, why don't I first, I was going to put these down. Now these, like there's no brown in this. This is the same company I use. It's called She Is Work or something like that. I linked to the other one. And the poppies, this may feel more summery, but with the kind of brown background, I just was like, I just like these colors for today. And thought I would do that. So I'm trying to decide, probably go this way. There is that's a full moon? I get so confused. Yeah, that's a full moon coming up. Yeah, because I've been writing full moon opposite on my other one. That's why I'm like a little confused. I will probably do them all the same way next year to aid in any confusion. But we're just going to put this across the top because it's gorgeous. So yeah, last weekend we kind of jumped on getting the garage done. It was, my husband just was like, okay, we've had our brunch. We do brunches on Saturday mornings because Sundays are more cleaning related and we just want to chill. And we, yeah, he was like, okay, I want to get started on this. I'm like, great, let's do this. And I think part of it was because of the construction. He just wanted to get the car in the garage. And yeah, I'm just going to have to cover that up. That's AM anyway, so. Yeah, so we jumped on that, then loaded up the car for donations. And yeah. Oh, and then he did a dump run on Sunday, and then also came with me and rode along because we were listening to a podcast together on Monday when I went to do the donations. And I found out that the donations place opens an hour earlier than it was last time I was there. It was usually like 10 a.m. and I get back from dropping off my son at like 8, so I had to like wait a couple hours. But yeah, by the time we went through, there really wasn't too many people going through. So it was nice to get those donations out. And then what else? That was the biggest thing. And I'm just trying to think, like, what else happened this week? And I'm trying to get this a little straight. This kind of rusty brown color. I've been trying to find linens in this, like, either burnt orange or kind of rusty brown colors. Yeah, it's just fall. I also realized I had been keeping all my Moxie Life markers here and then never using them because they bleed through. I would only probably use them on other planners, and so I swapped them out for the dot markers in this area so I can much more easily get to them. And so this is kind of empty, and yeah, it was just kind of like, oh, now this is a lot easier to use. Again, it's like new things. Oh, I was going to look at, sorry for the crinkling, was going to look at if I could use maybe any of these to accent. Like, there is orange here. I think I'm going to use these more in November. But maybe like one of those. I don't know. So I'm going to do the side now. We're going to pick a card. So the fog this last this last week I was like, why fog? I was very foggy after getting those shots. I have to say, like, it took half the week at least yeah, I mean, it was like yesterday, Thursday, midday, I was just, okay, I feel a lot better to leave the house and do things. So, drank lots of fluids, so that was good, trying to flush things through. But yeah, just had to slow down. Been watching, oh, that popped out. Okay. It's just a single card. Yeah, and this is the one that we picked out before. We'll go with that. And I think this is the when you see faces and things, which I've kind of been noticing on and off. Let's see. Let me look back a couple weeks. Fog, roots. Fog and roots were very appropriate. Journey, yep. Periodelia, I believe, is how you pronounce it. So, yeah, actually, I'll leave that there. And then I will tip this. And I will get this written, and I'll be right back. Okay, so pareidolia. It's either one of those. And yeah, because I looked it up last time to see how it's pronounced. And yeah, I guess there is kind of like a little face in here. I don't know if you see two eyes and a little mouth there, or maybe you see something else in here. And it's kind of interesting. I just was reflecting as I was writing that, was that the anniversary of my dad's passing is coming up on Saturday. I had a really good therapy session yesterday. And that's some of the things I can fill out here while I'm talking. And I do remember, like, I'm trying to think if it was like 6 months to a year, where you still look for their face after they're gone. And I would think I would see them on the side of the road sometimes, you know, or just like in public. And I just would recognize like a haircut or a jacket or something and be like, oh, my dad used to look like that, right? And, you know, trying to turn around real quick and see, is that him? And it is kind of emotional, but he has been gone for over 20 years. So now my brain registers as like, oh, that looks kind of like him, how he used to be. And doesn't go, oh, is that him? It's an acceptance that my brain has gone through and will recognize, oh, that's similar, but that's not him. So it takes a long time. And yeah, you just have to go through it. There's no quick way to get through things like that. So I'm going to use dots. Well, I guess I'm going to put them on the X's here. Let's see. Do I want to do them close? No. I'll do them like that. I don't want to make light of it. Like anyone who has experienced loss, especially a loss of someone pretty immediate. I went to lots of group therapy, lots of individual therapy. Yeah, it's something really hard to go through. And that can coincide with some really profound learning that you're just forced into. It's, you know, it really made me see what was the most poignant in life and like, oh, just like what kind of jobs I want to do and what is going to not be good for my mental health and what is going to be worth it in the long run to focus on. So I'll just say that much. So we have, usually it's right around here. I will we'll say here we have our lawn service. And then we'll have here will be yard waste. So that usually I would put it up here, but I'm going to put it, just sneak it right there. Is when it's actually picked up, and then I like to check it off when we bring the can in. And then here is when we check our grocery delivery, our mini grocery delivery, and then it comes here. And they're running late today, actually. So I like to get those little dots on because that really helps kind of cement everything. And then, where did I put it? Here it is. We'll put the hours of school. I had an appointment there, but I rescheduled it. I'm going to be calling finally this afternoon for a therapist. Oh, and then for my son, I've been talking about that for a little while. Yeah, so I have my infusion here. So how should we do this? We will, it's like from 1:30 to 3, put it here, but then I'll have to leave a little closer to 1. And then my mom is picking up my son. Here it is. Okay. Oh, and then I smudged him. It's hard. It's hard with these pens. Try. And I think for therapy, I'll move this in a little bit too. Maybe that's something I'll get used to as school is back, of just being able to draw double lines when things are coexisting here. Ooh, extra smudgy today. We'll see how to clean these up here. Yeah, maybe I'm just in a reflective mood. I'm feeling a little bit relief to get some like really big things done, like all of our garage work, and hopefully the street work, that kind of stuff. It's just, yeah, it's a lot. So I will be carpooling here, and then I'll have to confirm these, but carpool. That might be a carpool, and then I think these are just pickups. And then, yeah. Anything else? Let's see. There may be groceries here or here. Probably here. So I'm going to just put that in. There's something there, because I have a feeling. So, yeah, we're going to have a food order. And then my infusion, getting it done. These, I never list these in order. They're just whatever comes top of mind. I don't know. What else? I think I'll just leave that open. Okay, and then down here, oh, I want to do my remember? Can I remember my monthly reset? So October reset. And we're going to work on websites. Yeah, like that. So this worked out really well down here. I want to do it like in the same spot. So water has been essential this week. I went to bed really early last night. Like for me, 10:30 is pretty early. And yeah, we were like lights out by that point. I was just, still recovering. And it was, I still woke up like, it's just really hard for my body to wake up all of a sudden. And I was like just in a deep sleep, and I was thinking, do I want a sticker here? No. Yeah, and so I'm trying to find ways to kind of wake up gradually, but at my same time, and I know like there's those little lights that like gradually come on, and maybe I'll look into that. So this is for the week. Then I went here. Yeah, I got some of these things. This is kind of my ongoing. I kind of put like this brain dump groceries kind of thing here on a Monday so that I can kind of refer back to it during the week. I loved having the little mushrooms like alternating through here. I'm still like, I tried to schedule things on Wednesday. It was too hard to do the hard things. Went and did a little bit more here. Got the carpool done this morning. And then we did this yesterday. And yeah, so then I kind of use this as groceries for next time, as like, I'm kind of, there's some new recipes and recipes we're returning to for fall. And yeah, so I'll fill out that later. But I did fill out some of this. And that's kind of as far as I got with it. Wins. My son's been having some really good days. He's been sleeping better. We've been doing some meditations at night. I say this as in, I do think it's important to talk about neurodivergent families and just how things are different for them. But I also am like, I think meditations can help a lot of people. I'm not saying 100%, but just kind of a refocusing at night. If your mind just like spins and spins, which mine can too. I need a little distraction before I kind of go to bed, or just kind of some kind of story or something to listen to, so I'm not revisiting things from the past or worrying about the future. And so when I share some things about my son, I might be pulling back a little bit. But I just think blanket statement, it can be really good to have therapists and methods to help lower anxieties. And that's why I share them, because sometimes we don't realize that kids need that too. So what's worked earlier, bedtimes, zeroed out pretty much all my credit cards. That's just a game I play. I mean, I pay them all off. It's just, can I get it to zero? Because sometimes some of the transactions are pending. And so I had more of a plan. And I'm going to be sharing in the reset. I'm going to have a financial reset calendar that really helped me. I tried it for September, and it showed like the closing dates a little bit clearer, and it really helped me go, oh, okay, let me switch my grocery shopping to this other card for a little bit so I can zero things out. Can you just pay your balance off every month and not worry about it? Yeah, you totally can. And free up brain space for that. And maybe I will shift to that sometime. But this allowed me to make it more clear about how to just financially plan around them. That's all. Excuse me, the carpooling worked just fine. The road work didn't really impede too much and hopefully is getting done. So that worked. Wow, I got kind of smudgy. A couple late nights. So yeah, like one night I was like, I'm up till 1 here. My head's spinning a little bit. Sometimes that happens and you have to get up early. I get up at 6:30, so it's only like 5.5 hours and my body needs closer to 7. I thought 7.5, but I did get 7.5 today and I'm still kind of slow, but that could be the shots too. I'm just kind of allowing for multiple causes of things. Lessons. The quick store runs are working. But re-looking, as I said, at those cycles. And I say cycles because if I know that something's coming up, like it's been a couple weeks since we last shopped a bigger shop, then I feel like I can expect it. It's like, oh, okay, next week we are going to be doing that. To me, it helps to know when the circle cycles are starting or coming around the bend, and almost everything in our life is cycles, right? There's always going to be, I think for a long time I was like, well, I just did everything. Why do I have to do it all again? And it is because it's tiring, because you may be the partner or the solo person who has to do a lot of it. And when you're just like, I just want to get to the end of my list, you can be like, I just want to do this once. You kind of get fixated into, well, once I get this done, then I'll reward myself. And knowing that there's cycles, I think also helps me understand that I can reward myself a lot more often, because we're mid-cycle on so many things in our lives. Like, I think it was Casey Davis from, what's it called? Struggle Care, who was talking about like your clothes are always within a cycle. They're either on your body or they're dirty in the hamper or they're clean in the closet or clean in a stack that you need to put away. Like they're always, unless you're completely naked and they're all in your closet, then the cycle isn't, it's always going to be mid-cycle of it. And I like to think of that in other ways. I had been thinking this way for a while, but when she put into terms for that for laundry, it is so great to have an example, right? It's so great to go, okay, well, our food cycle is that we're beings that constantly eat food. And there's never going to be, unless you live solo, I think if you're living by yourself, I definitely felt these times where, or when I'm traveling by myself is when I would feel that, is like, I could go out and maybe shop right after a work thing or running around and come back and have the food set up and going, okay, that is done. And I haven't eaten yet, or I have just ate and I know for the rest of the evening, like things are set. But it's going to reset in the morning, right? It's temporary. And so, how else can I look at, and well, to continue that thought, there's a little bit more to that. When you have other people in play, the cycles are much more evenly spaced in all parts of the cycle, if that makes sense. So when you have multiple people living in the house, there's a lot more chances of clothes being dirty or food that's going to be eaten or dishes that need to be put away or like all those cycles. It's just once you're just taking care of yourself to taking care of someone else to multiple people, and you never have to. Like, if you live by yourself and you enjoy that, and I think, I don't know, for me, I would have more dopamine hits, I guess, in my brain, knowing that I could kind of complete these cycles, knowing it's just me that's going to come through and not mess up, but continue that cycle into I'm consuming things, right? Or I'm just using things. So like putting fresh towels in the bathroom or cleaning that, like it's just timers that are going off. Like, okay, it's been a week and now it's time to clean the bathroom. Okay, I've used the whole bathroom and it's a week again. Like, it's just going to keep coming. But if you're throwing in multiple people in that situation, it may be, okay, clean the bathroom a couple days, refresh it, there's just different time lengths in there that may need to be adjusted. And again, that's going right back to groceries here, is like, I'm seeing that those time circles are just shifting for us. So big shop in the next week. October reset's coming. I want to do more work this next week. Again, I might be a little bit tired, but I'm not going to be quite as tired as this last shots this week. That really kind of knocked me out, but usually with an infusion, for me, I'm kind of tired that afternoon, but sometimes it's like Wednesday or Thursday when I kind of feel it, or Tuesday mornings. So we'll see. We'll see how that is. Again, it's every 8 weeks, and I still kind of like the very first ones I would get, I would just block off Tuesday mornings. Like, I'm just going to be super tired, but sometimes they're not as bad. We'll see. And I may have to shift to a different infusion drug in the next couple months if this isn't working. So that'll be a whole different thing. So I wrote these. I normally try to put 3 in each. I just didn't have them. I might look back over this and change things. And then here I went back to my list. I did my therapy, which was really good this week. And then skin, I've been using a couple sample lotions just to see. There's okay, I probably am not pronouncing this correctly at all. I'd have to, because I don't search out people who use this brand, so I don't know how they pronounce it. It's spelled L'Octane or something like that. So I could see it pronounced like Lockton or something like that. I don't know. That's how it's spelled. But I found when I was going through all the laundry... Oh, did I say that last week? Yeah, I went through all of our laundry room where it has all the pills and lotions and soaps and medical stuff. So I found this little grouping of samplers and I got it out and I'm just trying it out. It's a facial cream. And so I'm like, okay. The problem is I've had it long enough that I don't know if they make it as much. They might be starting to phase it out. So I had some trouble. Like, wait, where can I get more of this? And then scents, shows, and music. I've been watching, what did I watch this week? Oh, some PBS stuff. Unforgotten, which I loved when what's her name? Nicola Walker, I think her name is. Anyway, she was on there for previous seasons. It's like quiet mystery solving. And I love that calm that it's not a race around guns drawn or anything like that. Every once in a while there is in that show, but it's mainly just a lot of thinking, like just research, and all the investigators are just kind of like on the phone doing like real research, instead of running around and being heroes. I really like it. So this is the first season. She's not in it. And so they introduced a new character, and kind of from the beginning, you don't really like her, and then you kind of warm up to her. So that was really fun. And on the opposite side of that, I think I hear some rollers outside. So if you hear some, maybe they're finishing our street. Maybe. the other PBS one was Vandervalk, which is, I just kind of laugh at it because it's filmed in Amsterdam, but most, if not all, a lot of the actors are British. So I understand that they wanted kind of the star power of it, but I just kind of watch it in the background because it is more like running around, guns drawn, not quite American style, but it's just, and some of the plot lines are a little cheesy, and so I don't know why I still watch it, because honestly I'm like, I didn't enjoy this season at all. So but it was nice to have something on in the background. What else? Started up the morning show, which I'm loving. That's been really good on Apple. And I started last night the Mighty Gemstones. Yeah. And I don't know what to think. Like, it's funny. I do recognize some of the actors. This is the first time I've watched like the main guy. I don't know. I don't remember his name. He's had several things, I think, on HBO. But this was like, I think the first one I've seen him in. I think. I don't know much about that actor. So, but John Goodman, and then the guy who's been in a lot of musical stuff, funny stuff, Modern Family. Like, he's been in a lot of things, I think. And it's funny. There's some really kind of funny moments. I don't know. I kind of base it on like, okay, do I need to stop watching and watch it with my husband? And it didn't quite hit that note. So it's good. I'm in the first season. I didn't realize, it popped up, and so I thought, this is like kind of a new show. No, it's been on for 3 years. Well, it was started in 2019, I think. And then the pandemic happened. So I know there's a new season out. We'll see. It's okay. It's good. The one thing I am looking forward to is October 3rd, I think, which is a Sunday night. This Flag Means Death with Taika Waititi and many amazing folks in there. There's so many in there. The season 2 is coming out now. That's an amazing show that we watched that together. So anyway, that's my show talk for this week. We're still working on that. I'm hoping to call the therapy office this afternoon. Interviews are done. We had coffee together. I got my shots done. Rest, water, sleep, walks. I hear them outside, so I might finish this up and go out and see that we have a new street. Put those little dots there. Zeroed out. We're still working on a lot of work stuff here. That got really pushed back. And then, and I do recognize the pattern. I am seeing that my work is coming last. I do see that. You have to prioritize to get things done. And that's sometimes the last thing on my list. But we're going to switch that up soon. It's just health stuff gets in the way. So what I did here was, that's the one thing about these, I'm having to, every dot marker here, have to get it out separately. So, come on, here we go. So we're going to do therapy there. I was going to say photography here. I think I'm going to wait on that. Fall is definitely coming. I'm noticing a lot. But, so I'm just going to say autumn notes. And if that's picking up my camera a little bit, if that's enjoying, pumpkin things or fall things, I'm just going to leave it at that because the scents, shows, and music, I got it down. It's not something I need to keep reminding myself of. This I'm going to leave open for work. There is quite a bit that the infusion plus some of those other things for health things. And then, yeah, there's not as much to do financially, but actually there is a reset. Let's put that here. And we're going to do that. So October reset financially. And then we are going to have to pick up, my husband picked up a lot of apples, but there's a bunch more that we need to do. And then some deep cleaning. So we decluttered, reorganized, and now we're cleaning. Like, those are separate things. And again, Casey Davis talks about that too. But those are very different, like, things to wrap your mind around. So let's see. I'm going to put I hear things vibrating in my house right now. So I'm thinking they're out front here. And then I hear them. Let's see. We're just going to move these. Some of these might be this weekend. But again, when I do this, it's mainly from Friday to Friday is how I'm kind of judging things. So I kind of want to leave this open for work. And I want to revisit that. Let me see, what happens. So I think that's about it. What I will be doing for the reset is going through this. And so like before of like highlighting so I can kind of see work and stuff like that. It really does help to see things highlighted. So it is a little sad that like I don't see the highlights right now, but so many things move. I'm still figuring that part out. So yeah, just trying to get these things done by the end of the month. So the deep cleaning is like vacuuming the coils, the duct, the house, that kind of thing. So yeah, and then I'll highlight. I guess I didn't put the plan with me's on the side here. What did I do? 3 above. Three. And I did a couple podcasts, but yeah, this week really took it out, so I couldn't do a podcast here, but I did do a podcast here and here. Like, I was getting into a good habit. It's just that Wednesday was like, nope. And I'm going to put a little line here because it really did just take over. So I will hopefully just think about recovery this week, but yeah. So I'll look back on the month. But yeah, I think that makes me happy to open up and see everything here. I try to think like, what else can I put? Sometimes I do kind of pen things in. So like the dump run was here. Oh no. I'm getting my weeks confused. I'm like, no, I remember writing that. This is the week we're still in. We did the dump run, we did the garage. So I like to just kind of write things in here that we actually get done. I'm very protective of my weekends. And yeah, so I think that's it. Oh, and there's some really nice sun coming in. And there's a owie healing from. An owie, that's what we call it because we have a kid still in the house. So I think that's it. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. I hope you guys have a wonderful start to your October. Yeah, in the October reset, I will see you then. And then have the regular plan with me on Sunday. Take care, everyone, and like and subscribe on your way out. I'm very close. I'm like 20, maybe 30 away from 500. Again, I know I like to keep my YouTube feed only relevant to me, so I do understand when people unsubscribe, because I'm like, I unsubscribe when I'm kind of like on the fence about something, and when a video pops up and I'm like, that doesn't make me feel good, and that creator just, we're not in sync. So being able to just clean that up and only have the things that you love, I think is important. So and if that's what you need to do with my channel, please, like, I would rather have people coming here and loving it. So yeah. And if you do love this content and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I will be doing more lives in the future. I need to test out StreamYard. But yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. Take care, everyone, and enjoy. Bye.